guys, welcome back to another episode. So much fun today. I love that I get to speak with friends of mine, and today's guest, no different. Vic, I haven't seen you forever, so I just want to quickly introduce you. We are with Vic Stabile, Element Real Estate, and let's talk about the market and family and the holidays, because
Sounds good.
this is probably our catch-up session because I haven't spoken to you in a while. So I'll blame that on you.
Well, yeah, I think the last time we talked was Starbucks was like 17 years ago, right? It's a long time. It's a long time.
Like, follow me on Facebook. No, so
That's right. Where's Rhonda? It's
I'm
like, where's Waldo?
I know, because some of it is me, because I've been going back and forth to my other property, upstate New York. But what I'd love to do is, talk a little bit about the market. So we're currently in December, 2024. We have a brand new year, new presidency coming up. But I'd love to hear from you about your take of the market right now and what kind of trends are we seeing? And do you think that the new presidency has anything to do with it?
I think at this point, well, first of all, thank you for having me on. It's so good to actually almost see you, a little virtual, but this is great. This is exciting. I love seeing you. Okay, so I think that like the last time Trump became president in 2016, the rates went up a little bit. They have to see what's happening, and then they want to dissect what he's going to do, see what his plan is, and then I believe everything will flatten down to a normal 6%, maybe high fives, maybe mid fives. Let's see. Do I think we're going to see anything like we had at the COVID era in threes and twos? I doubt it. I think that was a glitch. I think that the world went crazy and just people just it was abnormal. So I would love to see that again because it was busy. It was busy.
Didn't take much and the lines were long.
Ooh.
You're out there every day. I know that I am hard to lock down, but I know you've been a little hard to lock down as well because you've been busy. What are you
Right.
seeing as far as inventory, whether it be lack of or housing prices in Suffolk County right now?
Well, still the inventory is super low, historically low. Generally, there's anywhere from 14,000 to 20,000 markets on homes on the market, Long Island wide. Now there's maybe 4,500. So you're talking about a boatload of agents working with very few homes and a boatload of buyers. So the buyers are being super aggressive because they have to get this home, whether it's for them or someone in their family. So they're throwing a lot of money at homes, and it's making it very hard for buyers who don't have that kind of money. Certainly, if they don't have the cash to compete, they're getting pushed aside. So I think the buyers are getting a little frustrated. The sellers are getting what they want and more and more and more. And they're definitely in the driver's seat still. But I do see a little slowing down. The buyers are pulling back because of this issue. Whether they're waiting for rates to come down, which I never suggest. There's no bad time to buy a home, especially if it's rate driven. You could always refi. I don't see the home prices or the valuations on the land going down anytime soon. So I think the trend is still that there's super low inventory, lots of buyers, and a lot of competition. I don't see that changing anytime soon unless there's a big shift.
Back in the day, it was fun to be a realtor. They'd go out, they'd go to open houses, lots of socialization. You have a whole new generation that is getting, into the real estate market. What does that look like? What does that climate look like now for the new realtor that's looking to make a career shift?
Well, I think that's an interesting question. Number one, they don't know anything other than what they just started in. So this is their starting point.
Mm-hmm.
So they're okay with starting in the worst time in history to be a realtor, right? Because that's all they know. I just had a conversation with someone who left their position at a marketing company after 18 years because when she got into it last year, things were still moving. It was a little sluggish, but now she's like, oh my God, Now we have to learn all of these things. Plus, we just had a major change in the way we do business, because we use Stratus, the MLS Stratus. They just moved to Matrix, so it's a big change in what we have to learn. Even how to just set up one showing is, so everyone in the office this morning, right after the meeting, had their head down looking into this new Matrix system and finding out how to find their favorite list that they had set up, and dealing with, just getting some showings going, or even creating a sales agreement to put an offer on a home. So they don't know anything else but this. So this is new ground for them. There has been a lot of people who left the business. Over 90,000 realtors did not sign up again, did not re-up their license because they just think it's too hard. There's too much going on. And the new people that are coming in are so tech driven. They definitely have the advantage in the social media aspect, and the fact that they're not sending out letters, they're not doing a hard mail. They really know how to network virtually, and they network so much, I think, stronger in that aspect. So old guys like me, we need to learn a little more from them. So I always think that there's a learning opportunity, especially dealing with people in their 20s, on the tech aspect, right?
I know you're a family guy,
Right.
and how hard is it, or how much, I don't want to use the word anxiety, real
No, you can use the word anxiety.
there's a lot that goes to it, but you really need to be a professional and have a developed pipeline. Do you ever have those days where you go into panic mode and you're just trying to say to your wife, look, I'm doing the best I can? Like, what does that look like?
Yeah, it's a great question. I think every realtor, or any realtor who has deadlines, who has children, who has college, who has car payments, with their kids. And my son we got him a brand new car, leased a brand new car, and the next day was totaled. So thank God everybody's okay. But these are anxieties and these are pressures. And now we have to deal with replacing that, waiting for the police report after a month. We just got that. So I think that, you can't be a transitional or a transactional realtor. You need to be a relationship realtor. They say 83% of buyers and sellers forget their realtor's name in 2 years. 2 years. I'm sorry, but if you're not touching base with those people that are your bread and butter, not only do they some of them can become friends and friendly, but I just went to lunch with two buyers last week. And just to touch base, I bought them lunch, and just to, keep your name top of mind. So I think you cannot be transactional. You need to be relationship. You need to be a relation. Is it relational? A relation driven
Yep,
realtor.
and then you have that next generation that you mentioned, which everything is
Oh,
networking and social media. You know what I'm not seeing anymore? Those crazy videos. You have the 20 somethings, and you know exactly where I'm going with this,
I
where
do.
all this time creating all these silly, TikTok and Instagram videos to bring attention to them. Do you think that worked? Because I don't see.
I do.
Mhm.
I do. And I think it was the right time when people had nothing to do and they were locked in their homes. How much fun was it to watch the dancing bear, just do their silly stuff, whatever they were doing, where they were, jumping out of buildings, with the sign or whatever it was. Yeah, that worked because it was entertainment. And that entertainment was enough for that realtor or those realtors to stick in the minds of potential buyers and sellers. So I think the day of that is done. I think more informational. If you're going to do videos, it's an informational video. It's wrapped around your latest either listing, why it's important, market reports for the area you live in. It has to be more. It has to be more information than fluff, but it worked for the time.
We're getting ready to go into the holidays right now. Like I said, we're December 2024. What does the market look like, and what does your schedule look like over the next, 30 to 45 days?
my schedule at this point, I'm really working on picking up off-market properties. I have two, one in Port Jefferson and one in Nessaquag in the St. James area. They're both good listings. But as far as it, again, it's you have to create these relationships because you can't just sit back and wait for a deal to hit you in the face. 2020 is done. We were order takers, and then we're not order takers now. We're the people that have to get up, communicate with people, talk to them. So thank God I do have a few things in the pipeline. I have 4 different listings in the pipeline for 2025. About 6 pending now. Hopefully we'll close by the end of 2024. And I started with, I took on another realtor to help me. He's going to be my buying agent. I can focus on the listings. So I'm going to teach him how to be the best buying agent he can, step by step. So if you're not listing, creating leads, getting the listings, getting the leads, and then leveraging those 2 things, you're going to have a hard time. You're going to have a hard time. You need to be in front of people. You need to sit down and talk to them, just like I'm talking to you. I love talking.
I love talking to you.
That smile.
You're with Element.
Yeah.
There's a lot of real estate brands that are out there. What made you choose to work with this team?
My manager, Brian Jatta. I can't say enough about him. The man is super passionate about what he does. When we had 4 interviews, after the second interview, I was just going for the food. We meet at all these different restaurants and it was great. But after the second interview, I knew exactly where I was going. And today I can say I'm not going anywhere else. He is, like I said, passionate. He knows the market. He's doing this 36 years. He's seen the ups and downs. When he took me and he said, I want you to sit right outside my office. So when I come out, we could have impromptu meetings every 20 minutes. Well, those 20 minutes always turn into 2 hours. It's because he's a wealth of knowledge. He's passionate about what he does. And he pushes me along. There's no such thing as your manager giving you leads. That doesn't happen. But he gives me the tools to find out how to get those leads and how to be the best agent I can be. And in turn, I can be the best parent, the best husband, and the best provider that I need to be. So I'm in the right spot. Thank you for my manager.
You did make a midlife career change.
I did.
So let's talk about that. When
great.
we met, you had just gotten into the real estate game.
Right.
You out of the salon industry.
Right.
Do you regret that decision? Like, do you ever look back and say, maybe this wasn't the right choice? It's okay. There are people, they make mistakes. Like, how do you feel now that it's been several years and you've created your foundation? How do you feel now about it?
It's the best move I ever made for me. I grew up in a family where my dad was a hairdresser. My mom taught hairdressing at Wilson Tech in Northport. So to me, I grew up with the smell of perm and hair color in my house 24/7. And every conversation at the dinner table was, oh, Mrs. Jones, Mrs. Schwartz, they did this, they came in, they don't wash there for 2 weeks. And I would sit there and eat, and I was like, I'm never doing this. Fast forward, I did it for 30 years. Right? I got
career change. I was trying to be nice about it. The guy who has no hair, that's okay.
Right. Well, that's from all my hair clients. So to me, it was the right move because the last 10 years that I was doing that, I felt completely confined. I felt like I needed to walk around. I wanted to get in my car more. And I woke up one morning and said, is this going to be it? Is this what I'm going to do the rest of my life? And I decided no. And I had a handful of brokers and real estate salespeople in my chair all the time in my ear saying, oh, you'd be good at this. You're so personable, blah, blah. And you have a boatload of in your database. So I walked over to Karen Hendricks at the time, and she was at Coldwell. She was managing in Smithtown. And I said, all right, you got me. What do I do first? And she said, oh my God, sit down. So I ended up taking the test, and that was in 2017. And in 2018, I got my license, and I wish I did it 40 years ago. I don't regret what I did, but I wish I would have made the switch. To me, it's a better fit or myself now. So no, I don't regret what I did, but I thank God that I did it. I love it. I love helping people, especially first-time buyers or people who need to downsize. To me, it's really, really rewarding that I can help that. And then I communicate with however I need to stay in touch.
Which
So
is,
they don't forget me. Don't forget me.
I won't forget you. I definitely won't forget you. So, you know,
Right.
we have the holidays coming up. What does holiday time look like for you and your family?
Holiday time is very traditional. We still do the seven fishes on Christmas Eve. My background, I'm from Naples in Sicily. I did do that. I think it was that whatever that DNA test, and I have 5% Baltic Island. I don't know what that is.
All good?
I don't know, but I'm going to embrace it. But we still do a very traditional Christmas Eve where my family comes to my side. We kind of switch homes every year, and the kids, the kids don't help us put the presents under the Christmas tree. My kids are 28, 19, and 16. So my 28 still comes to Christmas Eve, and she sleeps with my youngest in the same room, and then they all come down when we're ready. So to me, it's severely traditional, and that's the way I like it, and that's what they know, and I just thank God that I can still hold on to that. And my 28-year-old still comes from the city and does that. Everyone has matching pajamas. That my wife gets matching pajamas for everybody. So everyone takes that picture in the pajamas into the tree Christmas Day, and then of course everyone just we make dinner and usually make some kind of roast, and people come over, and then my daughter goes back to the city, and so yeah, it's very traditional.
I love it. I said to my husband, I think I'm watching way too much Hallmark Channel. You know, I said, I don't know if it's my hormones, if it's watching the Hallmark Channel. I said, but this year, I don't know what it is specifically about this year, but I feel more connected to my family and that family first over and above. And I don't know if it's from having
Agreed.
conversation with so many families that are disadvantaged this time of year that
Yeah.
really look at what we have. I do this little game with my kids, and it's what did I do for you for the holiday? Or what did I buy you? I hate to say it that way. What did I get for you? And I just had this conversation with my kids the other day. I said, I said, this year, no more gifts. You're going to each get maybe one or two very specific things. But you're adults now. You're not children anymore. You're not babies anymore. And then B, how many pairs of socks, underwear, candles that you don't like, fragrances that you don't like, t-shirts you won't wear. I said, the thought that and how much time, money does not buy love. And at the end of the day, like for me, the holiday this year is just all about embracing family, tradition, experiences, and just looking forward to like a really happy and healthy, 2025. So with that, my friend,
I love that.
we are once again speaking with Vic Stabile. Vic, if people want to get in touch with you, they're thinking about buying or selling investment properties, house flipping, all things related to real estate. Where do they find you?
You can find me on my social media, Instagram, Facebook at Victor Stabile Realtor, or you can text me, you can DM me, you can send smoke signals, however you want. You can call me call my number 631-455-1744. I'll always answer and I'll always text you back. That's one thing I pride myself in is communication.
I love it. Well, you're the best. I'm so glad.
I think you're the best.
I miss you so much. I'm so grateful for our relationship and our friendship. And I'm wishing you and your
too.
An amazing 2025. With that,
Right back at you.
That wraps up today's show. Stay tuned for information on next week.